I'm joined with Susan Maddox, the founder of the Best Hat Store, to tell us more. Thank you so much for joining us. With the Payne County Fair just around the corner, excitement starts here in the barn. Well, this would have been a complete game changer. This is Betty's Bedding, and this is just the sleeping bag of your dreams. Leadership isn't just a title, it's something that Oklahoma State students practice every day, both in and outside of the classroom. Oh, that's the fun part, Cleo. Let's get into it. Okay. So World Market is your one-stop shop for all things dorm. They do a really fun mix of having fun pieces, as you can see, with the flair, but also serves like an organizational purpose. Ooh. For 50 years, Oklahoma Gardening has brought together green thumbs, and today they're celebrating half of a century of growing communities. It seems like no hat is complete without the symbol on the very back. Positive times. Tell us more about that. If you want to wear the West, you've got to do it right, and there's only one place to top it off in true Texas fashion: the Best Hat Store. Here at Heritage Hall, every trophy and jersey is telling a part of the Cowboy story, one that is still being written just a few steps away on the court.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, and your rod and staff, they comfort me.
Psalms 23:4 is a comfort for Landon Crosby. In one of the scariest moments of his life, the Bible verse grounded him.
The tornado is a very, very violent tornado. Like Val said, this is May 3rd, 1999, all over again. Okay, Gary, look at our screen. My goodness, this is an extremely violent, this is a killer tornado. And like you said earlier, if you're not below ground, you will not survive.
So if you're not underground, you're going to die.
If you're not below ground, you're not going to survive this tornado.
I woke up that morning and it was just like any other day.
You hear bad weather's coming all the time, and then it never does. And then my mom sends a text and is like, you need to pull up the weather and be watching the weather.
The time we got to our house, it was hailing and storming and raining, and wind was blowing severely.
And when they got home, they just immediately came into the bathroom.
My mom and my dad were huddled around us, like holding us like this. And they were squeezing us so tight that we had bruises on our arms.
And then my parents just told us, hey, there's a possibility that we're not going to make it out of this.
Hey, we may not see you this side of heaven again.
Folks, you are literally out of time, and you need to be where you are with your mobile device, watching us online in an area that is of substantial safety. Below ground, storm cellar, basement. Car won't do it. Interior closet or bathroom will not do it.
I don't know how long the tornado was actually right on top of us, but I mean, I could have told you it was like 30 minutes, and I know it was not that long, but it felt that long.
And my dad looks at me and my sister and he's like, I just want to prepare you that when we go out here, we're not going to have a house anymore.
The Crosby's house was considered a total loss by their insurance company. When they emerged from the closet, their house was almost completely destroyed, and the entire house was shifted on its foundation. The only room left standing was the toilet room that they took shelter in.
So that was God's protection that we ended up going to the toilet room instead of going to the bathtub instead.
I have no doubts, had we been in any other room in our house, we would have been severely hurt or killed, all of us.
Really, for the first time, I've seen my dad be emotional, and he calls his dad and leaves a voicemail and says, Dad, our house just got hit by a tornado. We lost everything.
But the first glimpse of hope the Crosbys had was from their church.
Our church did that. They met with us daily. Every day after that tornado, they were with us. They were praying for us. They were giving us words of encouragement. They were sharing passages of scripture with us.
I know that the only reason that we got through it was because of God.
The Crosbys rebuilt their home in a new location. Though they live in a new part of town, memories from that day will remain with them forever.
We have 2 tiles that were unbroken. Me and my dad went back and we ripped them up, and we have one of them as the centerpiece in our kitchen, and then we had one of them framed so that we can take it wherever we go.
In a lot of ways, where I used to take my family for granted, I have just a thankfulness that didn't exist before, because I've realized, like, I mean, we are so finite and anything can happen at any moment.
Cowboy Meats is a retail store that we have as part of our unit. It helps primarily as a cost recovery for livestock expenses, as well as overhead associated with activities, demonstrations, classes, and even industry workshops that we host here at FAFSA. We started off just running on Friday afternoons, just from 1 to 5, as to not interfere with the production week, and also to help kind of shed some light on some of the activities that we do here at the Food and Ag Product Center, dealing with students as well as industry professionals.
I think it's important because OSU students are the ones creating the product. It's stuff from the OSU farm. Even if it's not coming from the farm, it's being touched by OSU students and faculty, and it's important to know your faculty here at OSU, and shopping at Cowboy Meats helps you do that.
Students are definitely the workforce and the engine behind all of the production here on second floor. So, you know, we run by the motto, for Cowboys, by Cowboys.
So I'm going on roughly 4 years now here at the Food and Ag Product Center in Cowboy Meats. During that time, I've got to work through the whole process from slaughter all the way to the food processing, packaging, and now here into the retail store.
So after college, I plan to go home and work in my family's processing plant, South Canadian Meats, and being able to work here on campus, getting a hands-on experience, will allow me to go home and take what I learned here directly back home into our family's company.
And that is 100% true in the fact that students are participating everywhere from the live animal production out at some of the farm units, all the way to harvest processing, and then all the way down to retail cutting and packaging, and then even our retail store here.
And meat isn't the only thing on the shelves.
So the made in Oklahoma products that we have are very important because they allow people to see what else goes on here in the Food and Ag Product Center.
Wheat products, baking products, and then your jams, jellies, salsas, those type of products as well. And so by being able to spotlight some of those startup companies, we're able to potentially help them do a little marketing, show a little bit about what we do here at Food and Ag Product Center.
Just come check it out. We have some of the products that maybe your local retailer wouldn't have. We have one of our more popular ones would be Firecracker. That includes ghost pepper cheese and various spices, and it's very hot. A lot of people enjoy that because they think they can't get a hot enough sausage from the store.
So hours operation at Cowboy Meats is 1 to 5 every Friday. You can also do where you can call in and we can give you a special order, and we can meet you at the back of Dock 4. But most of the time, every Friday we're here 1 to 5.
Leadership isn't just a title, it's something that Oklahoma State students practice every day, both in and outside of the classroom.
So the Hargis Leadership Institute's mission is to develop life-giving community leaders and further the field of leadership studies. So really, we are a hub on campus to help students, faculty, staff develop as leaders.
It all started with the vision from former President Burns Hargis to bring leadership development to every cowboy.
The launch was very much to fulfill that vision of what if we could create excellent, really meaningful leadership development for all of our students here at OSU.
We want to help students that's to be life-giving leaders and to provide them with the leadership support they need for that personal, academic, and professional development.
It's been incredible to see how the university values leadership, how important this is for our students. And in the space itself was very intentionally designed to be collaborative.
So what I think makes our office so special is because all of those diverse perspectives, but also we're just really intentional with our students, and we want you to meet you where you're at and to teach you those important leadership development skills.
I've seen a number of students who come through and they don't really identify with the word leader. The thing is that I see a number of those students are actually doing the leadership work. And so some things that we have done is we've been just very intentional in helping them to see that leadership is not about a title, but it's actually about the work that you're doing. That's the way you're serving other people.
Our hope is that we are really working to develop these things called power skills. So those things like communication, time management, but also on the deeper level like empathy and resiliency and imposter syndrome. Those kinds of skills are something that in all facets of the Hargis Leadership Institute that we are working to develop and instill in our students.
Since 2021, the Hargis Leadership Institute has grown from 775 participants to over 5,000 in just 4 years.
I got here in 2019 as a first-year McKnight Scholar, and so seeing my time transition as an undergraduate student 6 years ago now to being able to be here and help run the program it's incredible. And it's so full circle. I get to see the same impact that our coordinators and our directors had on me, and now get to see that on the back end, and really hope that I can help develop our student leaders to reach way farther than something I would be able to.
We want to meet you where you are. So if it's students, if it's community members, wherever you have a passion to help others, to serve, to lead, we want to be able to come alongside you and support you in that.